How to rack pool balls properly. It's easy to underestimate the importance of racking. It is just what you do at the start of a game of pool, right? Actually, a poorly made or loose rack can result in an opening break that gives you a subpar spread, which can significantly affect the game. Luckily, learning how to rack pool balls properly is not hard, and we have laid out everything you need to know right here. First up, types of rack. Before we get into the detail of how, it is important to get to know the two main types of rack that are used in pool. Triangle rack. The triangle rack is the one you will see most often, as it is used in traditional pool games that make use of all 15 object balls, and is also sometimes referred to as the 8-ball rack. Diamond rack. Diamond racks are aptly named for their shape, and are primarily used in games of 9-ball. For this reason, you will often hear it referred to as the 9-ball rack. Familiarizing yourself with. Before you can learn about racking pool balls, you must get familiar with the pool table and its important areas. Here are the main terms you'll need to know as you learn how to rack pool balls. Center string. The imaginary line that runs across the center width of the pool table, connecting the two side pockets. Foot string. The imaginary line that runs across the table halfway between the foot of the table and the center string. Head string. The imaginary line that runs across the table halfway between the head of the table and the center string. Foot spot and head spot. The spot right at the center of the foot string and the spot right at the center of the head string. Apex ball. Not technically a part of the pool table, but this is the ball that sits at the top of the triangle or diamond. Some basic rules. In general, balls should be racked along the foot string of the snooker table, and the apex ball should sit on the foot spot with the rest of the rack towards the foot of the table. The ball at the center is usually the ball of whichever game you are playing, i.e. 8 for 8 ball and 9 for 9 ball. Besides some other game-specific rules, the remaining balls are usually placed randomly, and it is always important to make sure your rack is as tight as can be. A tight rack for any game of pool. 8-ball. 8-ball is the most common variant. It begins with all 15 object balls racked in a triangle. Place the rack along the foot string, with the top of the triangle at the foot spot. The apex ball, usually the 1 ball, should sit directly on the foot spot and place the 8 ball at the center of the triangle, i.e. the second spot of the third row. Place a solid ball on one bottom corner of the triangle, and one striped ball on the other, and the remaining billiard balls can be placed randomly inside the racking triangle. Once you have done your best to ensure a tight rack, remove the triangle carefully. 9-ball. 9-ball is the primary game that makes use of the diamond-shaped rack, and like an 8-ball, the rack should be positioned along the foot string of the pool table, with the apex at the foot spot. Place the 1 ball on the foot spot, place the 9 ball at the center of the diamond, and all the other balls can be placed at random. Once you have got the balls tight in a perfect diamond formation, remove the rack carefully. 10-ball. 10-ball is racked in a triangle position, but using balls number 1 to 10 only. Place the rack along the foot string, with the top of the triangle at the foot spot, and like an 8-ball, the 1 ball serves as the apex ball and should sit on the foot position. The number 10 ball should be in the middle, and this is also the second spot in the third row, but in 10 ball there is only one more row underneath I. The remaining balls can be placed at random positions within the 4 rows, and once you have got your balls to form a tight triangle shape, remove the racking triangle careful. Straight pool. You rack straight pool similarly to 8-ball, but without as many rules as to which balls go where. Place the triangle rack along the foot string, with the top of the triangle at the foot spot, and the apex ball should sit directly on the foot spot. In straight pool it does not matter which number this is. All other balls should just be placed at random, and once you have made sure that the rack is tight, remove the triangle carefully. Cutthroat pool. Cutthroat pool also makes use of all 15 object balls in a triangle rack. As always, place the rack along the foot string, with the top of the triangle at the foot spot. Place the apex ball on the foot spot, and the number 6 and the number 11 ball should be in the bottom corners of the triangle. Place the rest of the object balls randomly, make sure your rack is tight, and remove the triangle with care. Final top tips. Now you can rack the balls for any game of pool, but can you rack them well? Here are some tips for achieving the perfect rack. The first ball you place should be the apex ball. Make sure it is settled before adding the others, and if you are having trouble getting your balls to stay still, try tapping them down with the cue ball. Once the balls are in position, compress them together with your hands while removing the triangle to ensure a tight rack. The magic rack. If you want to ensure a perfect rack without any danger of disturbance when removing the rack, you could invest in a magic ball rack. The magic rack is completely flat and the outer balls actually sit along it, perfectly secured, and you only remove it after the break, so there is no danger of disturbance like from traditional racks.